Good morning, I'm Frank Powers, and this is Lifestyle Tucson, the program where we speak to our neighbors, the people behind the scenes of our amazing organizations that are 501c3 nonprofits. Our friends are informing you how they serve our community, and they are here to give you updates on future projects. Let's make some new friends today. So I've had some laughs over the last few episodes of Lifestyle Tucson, talking about snakes, reptiles, and bats mobiles. But the best part of this job is it fuels my life's mission of helping kids and families in Tucson by shining a spotlight on amazing organizations in town. Amazing organizations like CASA de los NINOS. CASA de los NINOS has been here for Southern Arizona for over 50 years. Their goal is to give families the tools to provide every child a healthy home and a life full of opportunity. CASA de los NINOS is dedicated to strengthening families and supporting children through education, family support, and community-based programs. From mental health struggles and trauma to abuse and neglect, they break these cycles by addressing the underlying causes of family instability with prevention programs, behavioral health care, and compassionate intervention. Through prevention, intervention, and treatment, they meet families where they are with compassion and expertise. Their programs offer support for parents, behavioral and mental health care, and early education, helping every child and family reach their full potential. And today, I'm fortunate enough to speak with Kimberly Gutierrez, Donor Relationship Specialist of CASA de los NINOS. Kimberly, welcome to Lifestyle Tucson.
Hi, Frank. Thank you for having me.
So we've been talking off air, just becoming the best of friends, because organizations like yours are so important to me because you are doing so much to help out families here in Tucson, but especially taking care of kids. And that really is one of the biggest missions that we should all care about, is helping the future, helping these kids out in our ever-changing world, especially these days. So tell me a little bit about CASA de los NINOS. Just give us the 101 of what it's all about.
Well, you really broke it down in a very beautiful way. Casa de los Niños is a very unique place. Casa de los Niños holds a lot of history. So like you mentioned, we've been around for over 50 years. We started as a safe haven for children that needed extra support, and especially for their parents, their families who probably couldn't take care of them how they deserved. So our founder, Sister Kathleen Clark, she started Casa de los Niños in 1973. And she would pretty much offer it to the community for whomever couldn't take care of their kids at that time. If it was either for one day, a week, a month, you name it. She was welcoming anyone and everybody in that building. So from that point forward, we grew. We grew to what we are now. Now we have 6 programs in place, all designed to help the family strengthen their foundation and for them to hold every single tool available to them at home in order to grow as a healthy, thriving family, the kind that everyone deserves, right?
Yeah.
So what we do at Casa de los Niños looks a little bit different from what we were doing 50 years ago, of course, because the community evolves and we evolve with them. Mm-hmm. We started as a shelter back in 73. Since then, we have taken a look at what our community needed and put programs in place in order to help us direct that, right? So you mentioned intervention, prevention, and treatment. Those are our 3 pillars. Under those 3 pillars, we have several different programs, all designed to support our families. One of the really cool ones that I love to mention, our biggest one is behavioral health. Mm-hmm. That is the bread and butter. How can we support not just our little ones? What's really cool about our behavioral health program is that once a kiddo is enrolled, services are immediately offered to their parents. So everyone gets to benefit from that. We don't believe in you just focus on the one kiddo and they go home and they do the work. No, it's wraparound services for everyone, right? That's our biggest program. We take care of over 3,000 kids per year. What's really cool about our campus and where we are at currently is that's where it started, and that's where all of our programs came to be in one spot. We are located in the heart of Tucson. Mm-hmm. That is intentional. That is meant to be an accessible place for anyone who needs any kind of support to walk in there and feel like they are welcomed.
Is that the Cole Janine Davis Family Center?
Correct.
1120 North 5th Avenue here in Tucson. You can give them a call at 520-624-5600. And they've got another phone number, 520-623-2600. 2443. I'll give you all the details in the recap because just how beautifully said all that was, because it is all about just helping people in our ever-changing society, how things have changed as you've evolved into what it takes to help a family today with those wraparound services. Again, a term that I'll hear a lot, but that's what it means, everybody. When it's wraparound services, it is just trying to help people and the entire family, which is very, very important because it can't be the job of that kiddo, can it? That's a lot of responsibility on a kid's shoulders. So get involved with this organization by just first going and visiting their website, because we're taking a look at it right now. It's casadelosninos.org, of course, because they're a great organization. Right there at the bottom of the first page is just the statistics of how many kids they've served, over 4,000 families as well. Lots of therapy participants, which is very important, and families educated, over 1,500, over 1,600. So it's incredible. Get all the details and the statistics because this is an amazing organization that you want to help, because like a lot of the other folks that I have on the show, this is something that you can donate to. You probably are good for an Arizona tax credit donation as well.
Yes, we are.
Yep. So make sure that you don't leave any money on the table. Every one of us get an opportunity to donate to a great nonprofit that we believe in, and you write it off. It's $400 and change for a single person, or I believe you can double it up if you're a couple to almost $1,000. So get all the details about doing that, because there are great ways to get involved with the organization through donation, but also I saw you could maybe even volunteer, but and work for the organization. I saw that there's a work section even up there. So if you're looking for some, there are 4 positions just open right now. We don't got to go into what they are, but you can get involved by working there, right? And how long have you worked for the organization?
I worked at Casa de los Niños just last month. I turned 8 years.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done.
Very happy 8 years.
Yeah. What has been some of your favorite experiences of that? And have you grown in that? But like when you started, what was your position? And now you've leveled up to what you're doing now.
I started as a child care worker, which is a very fancy word for the babysitter.
I was going to say.
It was a very awesome job. I actually started as my internship there.
Okay.
While I was going to the University of Arizona.
Amazing.
It was the best of both worlds because I was going for my undergrad for children's psychology while I was getting the first hands-on experience of being with kids all day. It was a very, very humbling time for me as well, because I remember going in thinking that I was going to be the one to maybe take care of the kids. But truly and honestly, they are the ones teaching you everything that you need to know. They bring in every kind of what you think you know, and then you actually don't know it. They will humble you. They will bring any type of, I don't know, maybe stresses in your life as an adult, and then kind of remind you like, hey, that's not as important as you maybe think it is. There's space for so much more. And what was even bigger for me, and the thing that really stuck with me and that really projected the trajectory of my career and my life, was the simple act of asking for help. Something that we don't think about often. And maybe if we do need it, we most likely don't do it. But the thing that really stuck with me was that it's not an easy thing to ask for help. That is certainly the first hardest step to take. And after that, it is a wave of possibilities. That's what was really beautiful for me. The amount of resources that were offered to anyone who was willing to ask for help.
That's important. That's a good lesson, because I always tell people I'm a very creative person, and I'll be doing a project, right?
Yeah.
And you get any project, doesn't matter what you're doing. It could be making a comic like I do, or fixing the garage, right? All it is 7,208 decisions that you have to make, but you might get stuck on decision 5,002.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you're stuck. You got to ask for help just to get past that one thing, and then you might be able to do the other 2,000 steps without needing any help. Don't get stuck or give up on any project, creative or otherwise, because you were too afraid or didn't know who to ask for help. It's a good lesson. And the thing you said about kids are honest, brutally honest. And that's always good for us to get reminded of what is important, because sometimes you will have to remind these kids, no, you just need to share. No, don't lie, or don't this or don't that. And then you just think for a moment of like, that's the advice I need.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You said it best right now, Frank, that we can't expect for kids to take all of this knowledge and then apply it to real life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Parents need support as well. Parents are learning alongside their children. And for us, we are very aware of that. We are very intentional with the support that we provide our parents, because no one is perfect. We cannot expect for us to become a parent and know how to immediately parent, right?
Right.
So by all means, we need help. And the hardest step is usually asking for help, right? Yeah. So I think Casa de los Niños does a really beautiful job at humanizing that step of asking for extra support. We bring a lot of dignity into the entire experience of being with us, right? We try to bring a ton of resources and support. More than anything, someone to rely on, someone to be there for you. A lot of us don't have that. So getting to a point where you are actively seeking that can be tough and can be challenging. And I have witnessed it firsthand. That's what's kept me there so long. The beauty of having someone to rely on that you maybe didn't think would be available for you, that isn't family.
Right.
That isn't blood related to you. And seeing people realize that they are worthy of that help.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's really been my why. It's filled my cup for 8 years now. I have transitioned from fancy babysitter over to the development team. And my job now is to really communicate the story of Casa de los Niños to the community. Invite people to get to know us, invite people to get to see the work that our professionals, our very hardworking and dedicated professionals are doing right now. And really also letting our supporters in the community know that this job is possible because of them as well. The support that we receive from entirely the community is what has kept us going for so long, and is really what will sustain for our long-term services for everyone that needs it in the future as well.
Yeah. So again, donate. You can help out this great organization. It's right there on the webpage. Let me just scroll up a little bit.
Make a difference. And then right there's a widget that says donate as well.
Oh, look at that. There you go. So perfect. It's right there on the website. So go to casadelosninos.org. You are doing so much great stuff. You can see all the great programs. The thing about helping families is that I've noticed as I've grown up, a lot of having a kid is thrust upon to people, is it not?
Oh, yeah.
Not everyone is planning it. It's like, oh, looks like I'm going to be a dad. Looks like I'm going to be a mom. And you don't know what to do. But then you help them and then it is a few years later. I've watched all my friends that kind of started their families in that way. And then they had a second kid later. So I have watched my friends get so humbled by their babies and by their children to be like, okay. And that's what it takes. A little bit of humbling when you become a parent. And that's important. But there's something else I want to touch on that is the opposite of that, which is the adoption that you do help. You help out with adoption services. That is making the exact choice of, we are now going to do this. We are going to adopt. Tell me about some of the adoption, because I feel that it's something that's not discussed enough in our country, because you'd be surprised how many people are adopted out there. And it's a really big, important role that a lot of us can really think about in our lives.
We really can. And that's another avenue of ways to help Casa de los Niños. Becoming a foster parent is a lot bigger than just being a available home for a kid that might need it in that place. You are actively taking the decision to be a big part of the upbringing of that child in that time. Most of the times, the families that we're working with, their circumstances are all incredibly different, right? But at the end of the day, the entire mission is the well-being of the kiddo and how that kiddo will be able to have access to all of the necessary tools, go to school, go and have the same experiences as everyone else is having, and that every child deserves, right?
Yeah.
So one of our really cool programs is foster care and adoption. We are very proud to have a space at Casa de los Niños where not only do we help parents get licensed to become foster parents, but also connect them with a kiddo who might need housing in that moment, or they just got removed from their home that was unsafe at the time. And that is where we come in. We connect them with a space that is safe, that there's a warm bed, that there are resources and groceries and food and all the things that truly a lot of us take for granted as part of our daily lives. That is not the case for everyone. And it is very important, I think, for us as a society to be aware of the fact that that is not an everyday thing for everyone. So that is one of the biggest ways that actually anyone can help, becoming a foster parent. We need a ton of those. We need support. From when we started back in the 70s, if a kiddo would get removed from their home, a home that was unsafe, if their parents couldn't take care of them at that time, that was a way of doing things back in the day, congregated care. So orphanages, shelter. When we transitioned from shelter over to agency back in 2017 is when we realized that that type of care wasn't very beneficial to upbringing of our kids. Mm-hmm. The coming and going of different faces, of volunteers, although very, very helpful for anyone who might need a helping hand in that time, it wasn't a consistent and sustainable thing for our kids to grow up in, right?
Yeah.
So in place, we started taking a look at what can we do differently. That's where the entire idea of intervention, prevention, and treatment idea came in, where, well, can we come in before the crisis is happening? Can we provide the right things in order to avoid getting the family to that point? And if they are in that point, how do we give support to the parents who are definitely deserving of getting to that place where they can take care of their kids? And how do we take care of the kids at the same time? So now we place them with any type of kinship, grandma, mm-hmm. uncle, aunts. You want to keep them close to their family members. There's no better person than that, right? Than families. Sometimes family can't or isn't available, and that's where foster parents really become a thing, and they become the safe space for them. They become a part of their lives, and it is incredibly important. I think also incredibly noble of a family to actively decide, I want to be a force in this kiddo's life that they wouldn't have had otherwise. So an incredible thing to be.
Yeah, it's a huge role.
It's a huge role.
It's a huge role, and I feel does not get talked about enough.
No.
It just does not. And even you talking about that need that you have. So if you feel that you can fill this role, because I know that my audience skews a little older, so they're responsible. So that's the idea. Maybe this is something that you might be able to help out a kiddo here in town. Real kids. It's always what I talk about whenever I'm helping out the Gospel Rescue Mission or whatever I'm helping out, some of these things. It's like there are 63 children down there. Mm-hmm. This is not a demographic you can go, oh, these homeless people. Because sometimes I get mad when people get mad at the homeless.
Totally.
Right? It's not.
Totally.
That's not it. And I always say this. Oh, if you're angry at the homeless, you know how you get rid of them? Help them. That's how, they'd all be gone. No more homeless people because we've helped them all. So it's the same thing. Just helping out and doing what you can, even if it's just by telling someone about Casa de los Niños. That's very important too, because word of mouth is the best advertising. If you can't donate $1, share a post,
yes.
Subscribe to the newsletter. I'm sure you must have a newsletter perhaps, right?
Correct.
You have all this stuff going on there on Instagram and you have it on Facebook. It's everywhere to get involved, follow along. I was looking at even the news tabs, there's success stories. You're just on Tucson Now a little bit ago, so that you can find out about all these great kind of nooks and crannies of success stories, because I can tell as you're talking and the smile is bright that you're like holding back all the success stories practically, because that is one of my questions where you're like, tell me a specific success story from your life that you really are like, and this is what fills my cup that day.
Totally. It could bring me to tears right now, actually.
Sometimes it's hard, but it's those good tears.
Do you want tears?
It's those good tears.
I've been very lucky, really, to have witnessed a lot of very beautiful stories. Of course, it comes with very hard times, mm-hmm. but You also see the other side of it. One of our programs is community education and outreach, a really incredible program, right? That invites everyone in the community to get that parenting class that they might need.
Right.
Very important. No one is born knowing how to be a parent, right? We have incredible staff that are out there doing the work, doing in-home services, going to court dates or whatnot. They become a support system for the family. And I've just been very lucky to witness what our staff are, the lengths that they're willing to go to in order to see this family be successful. I think one of the stories that stands out the most to me recently is the story of a parent that they had to take care of their two little ones, right? They were close to losing their home. They couldn't work at the time because of medical issues. They were on the cusp of losing their home and losing their children because of housing issues. It was a very, very critical moment for them. The parent couldn't work at the time, but we are also a part of a system that doesn't allow for that kind of support to exist, right? Those two cannot.
Less and less day by day, it seems, actually.
Incredibly difficult to overcome something like that. So what the staff member did was go above and beyond in all of their means to find not just the resources that the parent needed at the time, but also get them two years of mortgage so the parent could save their home and have a safe place for their kids to remain in.
Wow.
Because of somebody, parent, asking for help in a time where they needed it the most, which was a very hard thing to do.
Yeah.
That is incredibly humbling to say, I need help right now. And connecting with the person that will hear, listen, and act on what you are needing at the time, it happened, right? They saved the home. They saved the parent not losing their kids, and they remained together.
Yeah.
They kept on going. And that is a beautiful thing that I think is worth sharing and letting people know. Like, the people that are doing the work love it so much. Are caring individuals that are out there wanting to have people say, I need your help on this right now. And they do it in such a way that, again, could bring me to tears right now.
Yeah. Well, that's a fork in a road moment for a family, because once the house is lost, it's not like you can just be like, oh, no, wait, I have the money now. Nope.
No.
It's insane. Like, that's really a big, big deal. And what an amazing feat of humanity, of just kindness that person did. Because as I was talking about creative projects, imagine if a creative project is a family that you're helping, that you will not let fail. You will not let this happen to them. And you're going to go to do any means and any resources you have to help, quote unquote, finish that project of they will not lose their home.
Totally.
They will stay in their home and they will stay together because we're going to help them. I mean, that's incredible. That's incredible. And that is the difference that an organization like yours makes. And it's so important to support organizations like yours by, like I say, you can give a dime and you can donate some money. And if you can't donate some money, donate your time. Get involved, volunteer. What are some other volunteer opportunities anyone could do if they were getting involved down there?
Thank you for asking, Frank. We love having the community join us and be a part of the efforts that we try to have to be involved in the community. One of our biggest ones is we have our early education center. We are always welcoming anyone who is able to come and volunteer their time to give an extra helping hand to our very, very caring teachers. So the Kelly Early Education Center is a quality first 4-star rated center, is curriculum based for kiddos from 6 months all the way to 5 years old.
Wow.
I know. Every student is given the space, the time, and the resources to tap into their creativity. They are educated through kindness and thoughtfulness, right? So we need support all the time. Our teachers are incredible at the work that they do. And I think that's one of the coolest places where you can still feel the origin of Casa de los Niños, when we would be able to have the community volunteer with our little ones. So any extra helping hands are always welcomed. Another really cool volunteer opportunity that we have is Giving Tuesday. Are you familiar with Giving Tuesday?
Yes.
So one of the really cool initiatives that we started this last year actually was we just didn't want to have another Tuesday of asking for support.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to actively do something as well and be a part of our community. Go out there. So we invite the community to come in and create bags with shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, toothbrushes, all of the things that we have at home and we take for granted, but not everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
So build bags, and then you either take them with you or you keep them with us, and we get it out to the people who need it the most.
Amazing. The Kelly Early Education Center is over at 328 East Helen Street here in Tucson, and you can give them a call over at 520-344-6678, and they're open Monday through Friday from 6:30 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. I do want to, there's another program I saw that might even follow up on this, which is about volunteering to be a teacher, but also I saw that you have like a parent-teacher program.
Yes.
Like, what is that about? Is that about, because this is the thing, 6 months to 5 years old. Do you want to go help and play with cute babies? Like, that sounds like a fun afternoon. Like, what are we doing? Shapes? Sounds good today, kids. So that's really fun.
Wouldn't we all want that?
Oh, yeah.
Don't we all need that sometimes?
Yeah.
It was like, I just need to go and be a kid for a day.
Right? Let's just do some coloring today. I need to relax. So super fun and cute way to volunteer down there. But tell me about the Parents as Teachers program.
Who doesn't need extra help, right? Of going back into a topic that you think you've mastered, but you always keep on learning.
Yeah, they changed math a while ago, so.
I broke up with math a while ago. Me and math don't get along. But we have an incredible team of parent educators. And sometimes these are court mandated. A really cool thing is that they're also open to the public. So at any given time, if you think you could take a class, an afternoon class, mind you, of could I have a little bit of guidance in this? I'm not sure if this parenting skill that I received is the appropriate avenue for my child. Let me go ask a professional and see if that is what is not just being done at the time, but also encouraged. This is a space where every parent gets to come in and truly, freely bring up their questions, bring up their concerns. And again, they are met with kindness. They are met with humility and no judgment zone, right? Mm-hmm. They're professionals who are doing the work, that are telling you the numbers, the statistics. And what's really cool is that it is also an in-home program. So they would come to your home and do that work with you as well. So you can apply the real life skills in real time. So really cool program.
That is an amazing program. I want someone to come over to my house and teach me how to make a big sauce.
Right.
That's what you need, because even that, it's like things that you don't think of. It was funny to watch my friends just stumble into being parents, but certainly getting the help that they need from organizations like yours and resources that anyone might need is amazing. And honestly, like, you're doing so much great stuff. So go get involved, because it's easy to find them over at casadelosninos.org. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook, and really just get involved. Because today we made friends with Kimberly Gutierrez, donor relationship specialist over at Casa de los Niños, where change takes root. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Frank.
This was Lifestyle Tucson. Bing bong bing, time for a recap. What a wonderful conversation with Kimberly Gutierrez, who was nervous before we started. And I gotta tell you, I told her later in an email that her voice is like that of a sea siren. She's enchanting. Are you not enchanted? Of course you are, because she told you about all the great stuff happening at Casa de los Niños. You can follow up by going to casadelosninos.org, or follow them over on Instagram at Casa de los Niños Tucson, or Facebook there at Casa de los Niños. They're also on LinkedIn. So get all the details and get involved, because there's a lot that you can do. You can really learn about the process of what it takes to become a foster family. You can learn all about what it takes to just volunteer and get a lot of the details from them directly, because they've got some great phone numbers there down at the Cole and Jeannie Davis Family Center at 1120 North 5th Avenue, 520-624-5600. And you can email them at info@casadelosninos.org. And then you also have the Kelly Early Education Center at 328 East Helen Street. Give them a call at 520-344-6678 to get any more information you need and how you can get involved with Casa de los Ninos. So I want to thank our new friends at Casa de los Ninos for joining me today. You've been listening to Lifestyle Tucson. If you're a nonprofit that would like to be on the show, email lifestyletucson@gmail.com. For more information about this program or to listen to something you may have missed, go to the Sunday Mornings page on klpx.com, kfma.com, mixfm.com, or espntucson.com. You can also subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, and Audible, or wherever fine podcasts are fostering good. Follow on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Lifestyle Tucson, because I'm your BFF, your best Frank forever, Frank Powers, and toot toot Tucson. I love you the most.